The Bay of Fundy in Canada is one of the world's most dramatic and dynamic coastlines. Its biggest claim to fame is that it's home to the highest tides in the world, but that's not all that sets it apart. The bay stretches for 170 miles along Canada's Atlantic coast. Not only does the ocean shape the lives of the people here, but it also shapes the physical geography. My journey concentrates on the New Brunswick section of the bay and starts here at Hopewell Rocks. Time and tide have carved these stunning tree-topped sandstone formations. The locals call them the flower pots. So the Bay of Fundy itself, what do you think makes it so special?
Well, the Bay of Fundy, it has the highest tides in the world. So the highest of, or the best of anything, or the highest of anything, or the biggest of anything is always interesting. The amount of water that comes in, it still boggles my mind, even today. 100 billion tons. For example, the tide from here would fill the Grand Canyon. The way the rocks look today, I would say a good 100, 130 feet have eroded back to where we see now in 5,000 years. And the rocks are continually forming.
We're here at Daniel's Flats, and this is where the tide goes out 11 kilometres. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
11 kilometres is phenomenal. There's an island out there that you see. It's called Grindstone Island, and that island is 11 kilometres from here. And you can see all the water that's in the bay here in front of us. Well, all of this area right out to that island is devoid of water.
So with that kind of tidal difference, with it being covered in water and then it going out, does that encourage wildlife?
There are various forms, all different types of fish, a rich lobster and scallop fishery, because all that replenishment, that flushing, if you will, of the water coming in and out, it really makes for a very, very powerful ecosystem.
Over the years, those rich fishing grounds have been a cornerstone of the Bay of Fundy economy. Nowadays, on Grand Manan Island, you can take to the water and see how that's changed. It's like paddling through history.
This area here is the National Historic Site with the idea of preserving the old smoked herring industry that was around a number of years ago. It's a collection of sheds that were used to kind of smoke herring back in the day to be used as a product to sell. It was a big export here for Grand Manan. So buildings like this that you're looking at right here in front of us, that's an old boning shed, and that's where they would take the herring and they'd process it, and then they'd take it, and then the buildings behind us there with the little kind of tea roof on there, they'd smoke the herring there. Sea kayaking is a very unobtrusive, very kind of close to nature kind of experience. You can get out there, you're sitting in the water, you're experiencing everything that's around you. It's just a great way of experiencing the island.
The place at the moment really does have an eerie quality to it. You've got the fog that's descended on us, allied to the dilapidated empty fisherman sheds over there, and you could almost be forgiven for thinking that you're in an episode of Scooby-Doo. I'm off to find those pesky kids.
Grand Manan is by far one of the most unique places to go. It's still got that very natural kind of remote feeling to it all. If you want to come and experience nature, then Grand Manan is the place.
And if you do want to test out that claim, just remember that you're going to need a bigger boat.
Grand Manan is the best place to come see whales. Some days we have more whales than people. This year we've had a 100% success rating, and you can even see whales from shore. What attracts the whales is food. Because of the inflow and outflow of the Bay of Fundy, we get a counter current that runs through there, and it helps to accumulate plankton that the right whales specifically think are tasty. We try to always spend at least an hour with the whales, and if they're closer to home, then we get lucky and we can spend more time. Our most common whale is the rare North Atlantic right whale. It's kind of ironic to have most of our sightings the rarest whale in the world. We also see humpbacks, finback whales, and a lot of different minke whales.
What a privilege, eh? Getting to see that, and very exciting as well, because there's always that nagging doubt in the back of your mind that you might not get to see anything, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, well, we put out about a dozen so far.
In the last 10 years, we've had a huge baby boom. And now I see calves that I saw in my first couple years whale watched, and they're grandmothers now. So that's kind of neat.
Ask most Brits where the Bay of Fundy is on a map and they'll probably have trouble locating it, but it's well worth finding it and then getting over here. I've only seen a small slice of what it has to offer and it's been truly breathtaking, and I can't wait to come back.